Hello everyone, this is Blender Guppy. In this video, I'm going to show you the sort asset add-on, which I use to arrange my 3D models. So for example, if I create 3D models or 3D assets for my Patreon, I use it to arrange the 3D models that I created into a grid arrangement and also mark them as asset using the mark as asset operator. So I've arranged these models into a chaotic position just to demonstrate the add-on. Okay, so just let's select everything and grid array. So sort parameter, there's a bunch of options here. You can use the active. So it will arrange themselves, and the 3D models will arrange themselves, and the first one will be the active object. And you can offset, or you can adjust the offset parameter in the XY axis. So the grid arrangement only happens in the X and Y axis. There's no Z axis involved. And there's a step. So 10. So there's 10 objects here. So basically creates 1 lines and 2 objects. 3. So this is the offset. The step, not the offset. So the offset refers to the spaces between the 3D models, and the step refers to the number of 3D models per row. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, depending on the location that you use. So x, y plus, we can use x plus y plus, or x plus minus y minus x minus y, and this is the minus x plus y is the default. So let's just use 5, and this is the active, and the name, it will arrange themselves based on the name. So for example, box 01, box 02, it will figure out the names and alphabetically and sort the objects based on that. So next one is smallest. So the smallest object will be in the will be the first object first. You can see there. So this is based on their object dimension, and this is the biggest based on the object dimension. We have the biggest as well. So this just basically reverses the list of the smallest, and the biggest object will be now will be the first object, and the smallest will be the last. And we have random arrangement, and there's a seed value here you can adjust. You can use to randomize their position in the grid array or grid arrangement, I mean. So let's just use smallest. Okay, so once I've finished arranging them into a grid, I can then mark them as asset using the mark as asset command. So smallest. So basically the sorting parameter here will be used to name the objects. So starting from the smallest, which is this one. So for example, if we create something, if we use something like marks as asset, and the name will be right now it's canister. Let's use cylinder. Oops, luck. Cylinder. Okay. Description, 3D asset. Author is Blender Guppy. Tags is basically the tags you can use to quickly search for it in the asset browser. We can use cylinder, canister, tubes, uh, containers, and clear tags if the objects has been marked as asset before and it has tags. You can clear the tags using this toggle here. Okay, so Control Z. Oh my God, we just Control Z. Well, okay. So you notice here when you do the operation, you can see that there's an icon here, and this will signifies that the asset that the 3D model is now an asset that can be used that can be uh, dragged from the asset browser. So you can see that from the smallest, we have cylinder 1, cylinder 2, cylinder 3, cylinder 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So what you essentially what you have to do is when you use grid array, okay, use. So for example, you use smallest for the sorting parameter, and when you use the mark as asset operator, you also use the smallest just to make them align with each other. Cylinder 1, 2, 2. Let's go to the asset browser. So once you've done this, you can save the file and then look for the blend file and then copy it and then paste it in your asset folder. So there's in the preferences of Blender, there you can assign a folder where you can copy your blend files with the 3D models marked as assets. And when you switch to the asset browser, switch to user library, then you can drag and drop the you can see that we already have the objects here. There's duplicates because I already have a blend file that has these objects marked as assets. Okay, so we can then drag and drop like that. So their origins has been set in the farthest vertices in the z-axis. So basically, the origin is in on their foot or where they touch the ground. So when you drag this on a surface, it would just literally just stand on the surface like that. So what I use to mark to change the origin is the random flow extras set origin right here. Okay. So I'm showing you this because I will be adding this add-on to the creative bundle, and it will only be available in the creative bundle. So when you use these tools, I will also be before I add this, I will also be modifying track lights, removing some functionality and simplifying some functionality. And then when the update hits, sort asset will also be added in the bundle. And it's will be an excuse for me to really expand on this and actually develop this add-on more and add more functionality. So you can do what I do, use creative flow and random flow to create models like this. So these models are created using the creative flow and random flow add-ons, and also the panel cutter. And then after finishing the models, you can then use the sort asset to mark to grid arrange them and also mark them as asset. And now you can just drag and drop the models that you created using the creative bundle add-ons. There's a key event to remove these objects as asset. Let's go back to the outliner. To remove these objects as asset, I've set in a key event for the mark as asset operator. If you click control and then control plus clicking on the operator, it will remove the selected objects as assets, remove their status as 3D assets to be used for the asset browser. So I will probably remove this as a key event and then just add another operator that says unmark as asset, just to make this more transparent, just to make the function more transparent. You can see in the description, mark as assets selected objects, control click to unmark, or probably not. I'll just create a tutorial that says that details the key event, just to make, since the operator is too simple anyway, I'll probably just leave it as a key event. Okay, so let's go back to the asset browser and see if the duplicates were removed. Okay, not yet. These should be refreshed when I close and open Blender, but I'm recording, so this is the object right here. And the other stuff is from my 20 or so canisters from my store, using the ground shaders as well. Okay, let's render this. So good thing about this is from the blend file, it also comes with the material. So when the update hits, let's go back to the outliner. Select these objects. When the update hits, you'll get after finishing the models, you can quickly set when the update hits, the shading feature will also be in random flow. You will quickly be able to use the ground shaders up in materials and then assign them using creative flow. Whoa, there's a bunch of grunge metal. Grunge metal, okay. It's not it, just the latest one. There we go. And when you save this, after you mark these objects as asset using the mark as asset operator here, then you can drag and drop, and then when you drag it to the scene, from the blend file, it will also open the materials being used by the object. So they will look like that. Already grunged up and ready to go. Okay, so yeah, I will add this, and I will also be modifying track lights. Track lights is a really old add-on, and I haven't really touched it since the iStolz Pro and Cuber days, so I will be modifying this and probably simplifying some of the functionalities. Okay, so yeah. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, use the comment sections below or the links in the description. Thank you for watching, and you have a nice day.